Which celebrity would still be alive if they weren't rich and famous?
Kobe Bryant. Most people don't commute by their own private helicopter.
JFK RFK, MLK so would have lived longer, but passed by now probably.
Princess Diana.
Selena.
John Lennon. Mark David Chapman targeted him because he was famous. Yes, he said it was because of Lennon's blasphemy, but he had a list of other potential targets including Johnny Carson. He wanted the notoriety of killing someone famous and he had the easiest access to Lennon.
Achilles, according to the prophecy. Marilyn Monroe, she'd be 97 so maybe she would have passed but it's possible not. Rebecca Schaefer.
She was more up and coming, but Christina Grimmie. Buddy Holly.
Brandon Lee.
John Belushi and Chris Farley, both couldn't handle the fame and always having to be funny.
I would say Kurt, but man, mental health is tricky.
Heath Ledger.
Maybe John Lennon.
Club of 27, like all of them. Princess Diana.
Aaliyah.
China.
Avicii for sure.
Dimebag Darrell. Steve Jobs, because most people would listen to their doctors when they say you need chemo. I think most would listen.
Michael Jackson.
Stephen Colbert. He's still alive now, but he would also still be alive if he wasn't famous.
Kobe Bryant. Poor/middle class people don't ride in helicopters.
Jimi Hendrix. Had he never gotten famous once he got out of the military, he probably would have still gotten into drugs, but nowhere close to the immense access he had in his fame. He likely would have kept finding odd side jobs and grew old in poverty. He might have had some close calls like his brother did, but the influences he had around him once he found fame were what really led to his death. Nobody saw him as a friend, he was a meal ticket to everyone around him. I read somewhere that at one of his shows he put on after one of the times he got clean, his manager or producer or somebody along those lines dosed him with an obscene amount of acid and he had a full-blown meltdown on stage. Not sure how true that one story is, but the sentiment remains. Jimmy was LSD rock, and a clean Jimmy wasn't half as much money in people's pockets as a druggy Jimmy. Anna Nicole Smith.
Mac Miller. Amy Winehouse.
River Phoenix.
Sharon Tate. Len Bias would have just turned 60.
Anton Yelchin maybe, probably doesn't live on a hill with a gate to be pinned against. Then again, it could have happened to any of us and no one would hear about it cause we're not famous.
Whitney Houston.
Karen Carpenter.
Chris Farley.
John Lennon.
Princess Diana.
Jerry Garcia. He talked about how no one is ever ready for fame. Being deified can't be good either.
Juice WRLD.
Mac Miller.